One, live.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Wow.
Hey, we're back.
hey, took a little bird bath.
Yeah.
Oh, feels
Um,
like a good bird bath.
sorry about that. Technical difficulties, where the stream
What's up,
is
y'all?
being.
Hey, we're back.
Took a little bird bath. Yeah.
Oh, feels like a good bird bath.
So we were talking about Breathless and Dakini. Were talking about the Oath remix and how when you got the track, it was something really different. How that inspired you. I think it wasn't your typical hook verse thing. Were you like, what is going on? Where are we gonna rap? Because the version I sent you, the first like 2.5 minutes was the crazy chamber music jazz.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you did give us a clue in the original email of where to come in, but I was like that then we had asked you to send like an extended version because we were both really inspired by it. But I think what I was saying when it got cut off was that the music really inspired me in a way of a feeling that I like couldn't really put a name to, but then you sent like a follow-up email explaining the title Omerta and what it meant, and I really felt moved by that, the oath, and it just kind of got me going on the inspiration of these times we're living in and what it is that we are inspired by, what we're driven by, what are we personally taking oaths to in our lives to stand behind and to work towards and to stand up for. So the inspiration for me for writing the hook really came from that. As a musician, as an artist, as you know, a lyricist, my first thing to put down was I've sworn myself to the power of the word, because to me music and lyricism are the delivery system for messages, and it's a universal delivery system. You know, it can be felt in any language. Even if you don't speak the language, it still evokes something. So that's kind of where the first, you know, inception of the inspiration of the lyrics came from, that, you know, drawn from the music.
Nice. Yeah, I remember the sending it and saying something in the email about um, kind of disregard the title, which is something that I have to say a lot because as like instrumental writers, wherever we come up with these songs, and sometimes you just need a placeholder or whatever. And so I'm in the habit of when I'm sending it to collaborators saying, don't worry about the title because sometimes it's just a goofy title.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it actually was a title that meant something, but I'm just used to saying like, don't worry about that, just write what you want. And then,
yeah.
But 2 minutes later, I was like, actually, here, check it out. Omerta means this. And
yeah.
Cosa Nostra and all that. So that was really cool. How you jumped onto that, both of y'all.
Yeah.
Before we play the tune, I just wanted to ask if y'all had anything Bikini or Breathless coming up, anything you're working on, or anything you're currently promoting that you wanted to put out there, website, you know, that kind of stuff, because we want people to be able to check you out more.
Definitely. Breathless and I have another project, Femme Deadly Venoms, that we're all collaborators with Jazz Mafia. Jazz Mafia is on the album, all up on the album. And Ethan, actually, who mixed this album, also mixed, engineered, and put a lot of creative input into the album too. This is with Aaron Ladyfingers and Aima the Dreamer. And the album is finished and we're super excited. We're shopping it around with, you know, for different opportunities, but we'll keep you all posted, and thanks for being a part of it, Jazz Mafia alumni. Woo.
Sweet. And yeah, Breathless was what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna add to that. I'm super excited about being on that album because I'm like the newest addition to Femme Deadly Venoms, and so I was able to actually get on some songs and have a solo track on there. So I'm really excited about, you know, being able to continue to collaborate in that way. And you know, everyone within the midst of that also does their own solo thing too. So we all have projects going on, and it's just amazing to be able to collaborate with all of you as well.
Big family, right on. Well, we're so happy with it, and thanks to Lewis for the original tune Omerta, for making this whole thing happen, man. What do you think?
you guys, I just feel so honored to have been any part of this track. I mean, uh, yeah, I kind of feel like George Clinton. You know, he did all this amazing funk music, and then Dr. Dre comes along and does the Chronic, and it's all George Clinton, all the beats and everything, and this like there are some moments where I guess what I wrote is really there, but for the most of the part, it's just totally reimagined, and it's like um, just like bursting with creativity, and I love what all you guys did with it, and I really actually think it says something, which is awesome. It's a great thing to have in your music.
Thanks, Lewis.
I just wanted to jump in and say that we didn't tell Lewis that we had started this remix with y'all. Like Adam had kind of like sworn off him, and he wasn't having any ideas, and I like went in one night and chopped it all up and then sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh, okay, like I can see something here." And we just kept going with it, and then Dahini and Breathless laid down their fire, and we're like, let's keep not telling Lewis until this is done. And we showed up at rehearsal like a month ago, and we were like, we have a surprise for you. And we put on a jam box and played it. And we were like, first person to figure out what song this is gets a prize. And it took a while, but they figured it out. But they loved it.
It was good.
I guess with that, we should.
Yeah, you guys, thanks for taking that initiative. It's like,
track.
What a blessing for me. So thank you.
Cool. Well, we're gonna play it. Take it away, Car Wash.
word. Take a vow, amplify, let the voices be heard. Immortalized in a track, the song is the map. And when we are gone, the music lives on. I sworn myself to the power of the word. Take a vow, amplify, let the voices be heard. Immortalized in a track, the song is the map. And when we are gone, the music lives on. Power in my tongue, swift like a sword. I am a samurai, shifting toward, swiftly aboard, second strictly for war. I solemnly swear to bear witness aboard.
Counter word, use your weapon where the word soars. Time is now, step forward, no we can't afford another life lost, the cause in the name of the cross. Holy in my power, stand firm, heart across.
The power of now, bowing only to the present. Effortless reverence of my effervescence is just a preference, call it our thing. But bar for bar, we spar it scouring.
Written in my flesh, memory access, ancestors dream, remember me. Yes, I'm the lock to your skeleton key. Crack code, spit, charge, hacking everything.
Withdrawals from my memory bank, auxiliary tank, exalting my glimmering fame. Wait, my exemplary taste, say my coat of arms could disarm all your sensory space.
God, armored hard with a million scars. Sharp mind, temper grind, building knives and bars. Swift act, liberate, waging war on hate. Join the cause, find your voice and initiate.
I've sworn myself to the power of the word. Take a vow, amplify, let the voices be heard. Immortalized in a track, the song is the map. And when we are gone, the music lives on. I've sworn myself to the power of the word. Take a vow, amplify, let the voices be heard. Immortalized in a track, the song is the map. And when we are gone, the music lives on.
Are we back?
Yes, we're back now.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. The internet is posing a slew of problems for us this evening, but thank you guys for sticking with us. We love you guys. Thank you for checking us out. Cosa Nostra Strings, Jazz Mafia. We are hanging out listening to Cosa Nostra Remixed. What was that?
Yeah, good question.
So did we make it? Are we live?
Yeah, we're back up.
Nice.
All right, everybody. So welcome back, and we have with us Mofono, my friend Benji, who produced the second track on the Cosa Nostra Strings remix album. What's up, Benji? Make some noise, everyone. Woo!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love that stuff, man. The analog synth. It's been a while since I've been over at your spot. Are you still over in the Haight, Benji?
Dude, I am. I just realized I can do advertisement too. Look.
Do it. Advertise your stuff.
Look at this.
Hold it closer. I can't see
Oh,
it.
is it backwards?
Lower.
Lower.
Lower. There you go.
Look, it's backwards. And upside down. There you go.
That's a technical drawing. I'm a fan of technical drawings.
There we go. Look at how reflective and illegible it is backwards. Oh, how'd you get it to reverse?
Nice manicure.
That's pretty cool.
So, Benji, what did you think when I first sent this track to you? So the composer of the track actually is on, our drummer, Aaron Kerbel, right there. And it's actually, I don't think I told you this, but this is Aaron's first composition. The Acrobat is the first real composition he's written that's, been recorded or whatever. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think when you got it in your inbox?
Well, I'm curious as to know what Aaron's inspiration was for writing it, because I know what I was thinking when I heard it, but I feel like it would be cooler to hear what Aaron... does Aaron have a mic? Can we hear?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Tell me what you were thinking about when you wrote it and stuff, and then I'll tell you what I thought of after I heard what you wrote.
All right. You want the real answer or like the cool sounding answer?
Yes.
Give me. How many viewers do we have?
Probably. No, probably just enough for me to tell you the truth.
It's better. It's so much cooler.
Okay.
Real.
We need more truth in 2020.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I actually I was motivated by the fact that Adam was harassing me to get an idea in time to get it on the album, and I didn't have anything, and I really wanted to write a song, but yeah, basically I opened up the acapella app on my phone and I got down a couple of melodic ideas and made some body rhythms up for it. Just some rhythm that I do sometimes, and added some stuff and just sang some harmonies to it. But
was that really, like the percussion?
Yeah, it was there were like 3 different body parts, and then I just pulled out a melody from my head, just some simple melody, and then made a few harmonies and recorded myself doing it on the acapella app, and then I brought it to the rehearsal, which then was the recording, and then the members of the band just kind of arranged it on the spot and asked me if it was cool if we did this or that to it, and but I honestly didn't really even have an idea in my head for the inspiration to it, and only until it was like I heard it after the fact, and then we sent it to Rob, the accordion player, and he added his stuff to it.
Nice.
Then I started to think of it, and come up with the title, and then that it took on a life of its own. But I honestly didn't start with the idea.
I got some feedback for you. I feel like it's probably one of my favorite kind of ways to work with live instrument people, just folks that play live instruments and stuff, is that sort of sensation of like I've got this rough mix and it's about to completely come to life. And one of my favorite things is literally what you just said, where you're like, I got a studio, like I do this all the time. I'll set up a session with like a dude to come over, or whatever musician person to come over. And sometimes it'll be like an hour before they're coming over, and I just literally write the piece for them. And then they'll come over and we'll record, and it'll go from like just empty, just garbage into like magical, amazing, just beauty, you know? And so I feel you on that. I'm not saying your thing was trash.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
No
really
dumpster fires here.
Yeah, but it's that feeling. It's that feeling, that insecure feeling of, I mean, even after you've written a bunch of tunes, you still can have that feeling around, maybe it's some new musicians you haven't worked with or whatever, but imagine it's like your first tune and you're around a bunch of people who have written a bunch of tunes. It's definitely a real thing to feel that.
Yeah.
And it's a victorious feeling when you get through it. Mm-hmm.
And I want to chime in and just say, Aaron, like I remember for me, this was really dope because this was your first tune that you brought to the group, but also this was the last tune that we recorded at the 11th hour when we were finishing the album. And I think it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And that was, I mean, we had a little bromance going on body percussion, and we got in that studio, you know, pre-COVID times, everybody, you know, we weren't socially distanced because we didn't have to wear masks. But I mean, it was the way it happened was so organic. And I think it actually set like a new precedence for our group. And I think it was really, it was really beautiful how it all came together. I mean, I know I was exhausted. My freaking blood sugar was through the roof and I was having a bad day, but we were all like, let's get this done. And it was so cool how you were just like, I got this idea. And that's like the beauty of Cosa Nostra Strings, when we come together and we're like, yo, let's make this shit happen. And I was like, I love it. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, bruh. I'm proud of you.
We got to get rolling in a sec, but Mofono, Benji, do you have anything coming up that you wanted to put out there? Website, all that stuff.
Well, let me before we jump on it, I wanted to say that when I first heard the song, what lured me in was the percussion and just the slow sweeping strings, and you know, just this like accordion thing that was going on. And honestly, like what happened for me was, I don't know if you guys know the band Gotan Project.
Hell yeah, Gotan Project. Yeah.
I literally like tried to copy them. That was what I did. I was like, okay, this reminds me of that. And my girlfriend's from Argentina. Her whole family's from Argentina, and like they love Gotan Project. And I was like, you know what? This song is the shit. I'm gonna fuck around. And I was like dreaming some dream where like we were all gonna throw money in and like put it on vinyl or something. So I'm like, Adam, let's do this 45. Do this. I do this like re-edit thing on the B side and the beat thing, and like. And Adam was like actually pretty honest, which I really appreciate, because I do remix a lot for people and they don't really tell me. They're just like, yeah, it's great. And I'm like, man, come on. I know you think about it, you know, and Adam, you gave me some good sort of feedback pointers on like, you know, I went back in, I was like, I do need to make this a little more musical, you know, and the fact that it wasn't going on vinyl, then I was like, okay, I'm going to put some DJ scratches.
It might be going on vinyl.
Well, tell me, because I'll do a little revisit of it. So
we'll let you know, man.
Let's hear it.
It's quite possible it's going to happen. There's some new developments, so we'll fill you in.
Let's do it. You know what I'm doing is, at the same time that I did this, I did something happen for me during COVID. I like all these people that I've been messing with for all these years kind of asked me like, oh yeah, you know, if you want, you know, and I just was in touch. Yeah, I'd love to do more stuff. And so all of these remixes came about. So I did 4 different remixes all over the last 2 months. One of them for you guys, another one I did actually 2 with Gaslamp Killer, one of a Brazilian band, another one of a Pakistani band, and then another one of this rap dude out of New York that lives in LA Who's Friends with Kendra Morris, who I did a remix for, and then also I just finished a remix for that I'm doing with like, it's basically like this crazy idea of like a little bit of a dance hall rhythm with this girl Emily Ritz, and it's really cool. It's really cool. So
Sweet. We'll look out for that. What's your website or best place to find you?
CB Records, Change the Beat, Bandcamp. Look up Mofono. It all comes up.
Great.
Awesome.
Great. Okay, well, we're gonna roll it with the Acrobat remix by Mofono, written by our drummer Aaron Kerbel, reimagined by Mofono, and such an honor to collaborate with you in this way, man. I mean, we're 707 brothers, and like we put it down on this. Thank you so much.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. I just found an old ass. What was your first punk band again?
Oh, don't embarrass me.
Come on.
Let's hear this.
No,
Roll the track.
Like the Conspiracy, the ska band?
The one after that.
Oh, dude, I don't even remember.
I found a show that you guys all did with Primus, I think.
Wow.
I don't know.
Anyways, I found an extra old like flyer that was like some show. Yeah, and like it's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I just
take a picture of it.
What's
I
the
will.
flyer?
I was gonna try and bring it up, but that's like put everyone on hold while I search my history, and that's stupid.
All good, man. Thank you so much, Benji. Mofono, take it away, Car Wash. Everybody enjoy.
now.
Can you still hear me?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back, or welcome if you just joined us. I kicked Adam off, and I'm taking charge now, so he can go snuggle with the
Yeah,
dogs.
girl power.
But I wanted to welcome on my friend William Sanote, who I had the honor of him remixing my song August. Welcome, Will.
What's up? Hey, how's it going?
He's coming from all the way from Richmond, California.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
All the way in the hills. Yeah, you sound great.
Great.
The first question that I had is, I think William and I play in a duo together. He's an amazing piano player, and I play violin okay. And we are rehearsing, I think I played you this song. I was like, I wrote a new tune, and like somehow you heard it and you were like, I want to remix that. Like that's kind of how I remember that this whole thing came about.
That's essentially what I remember too. I remember you showing me that track and just being like, wow, this is super inspiring to me. I'm down for this. This is my vibe.
Which was amazing to me. It was just a really cool fit. So then what was the next step for you? So I was like, sweet, here you go. Here are all the stems. And then what happens in your creative process next? Or if you want to try to open the session and kind of show us, just curious what your process.
Yeah, we can do that real quick. Why don't we try it? Let's just see what happens. Collapse all this stuff real quick in the session. Freeze some tracks. So let's see, share screen, host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Okay, well, we can't do that then.
I will
Why don't
fix
you
that
just
right
tell
now.
us then about your process? Once you have the stems, do you know what you want to do, or do you start playing around with stuff?
Well, so I don't, when you sent me the stuff, it'd been so long since I had originally heard the song that I couldn't actually remember how the song went, but I remembered the vibe really well. And so I actually did not even listen to the song. I just was like, I want to go into this like kind of pure with just the stems, kind of like a sample project. And so the first thing I started with was your violins, because that was my favorite part of it. So I extracted all of my favorite violin portions, like little clips. And I was like, okay, I'm saving these phrases because these phrases are the ones that like speak to me mostly. And then,
You can try now.
okay, let's try it. Screen share. And I'm going to say, there we go. I can just share that one. And now, okay. Can you see it?
Sick. We can see it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so the first thing I did was I kind of created, here's your strings. I kind of created a bunch of phrases and stuff that I liked out of your strings. Now let's see if we can solo the strings and just hear just strings. Tell me if you can hear this. Could you hear that?
Yep.
Sick. All right. Yeah, so I found a lot of little phrases and stuff like that I really liked. I remember the one that I was like, oh, this is my favorite one, was this intro thing that I think, yeah, that was it. Ugh, I heard that and I was just like, dang. So, okay, so once I had those string portions kind of like chopped up, then I made a beat. That's usually, I sometimes like to start with either beats or phrases. So then the next thing I did is I made this beat. Which is just an amalgamation of like a bunch of samples and recordings of me hitting. Actually, I think one of the samples in this is like a bunch of forks hitting together. I don't even know which one it is. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You actually recorded it?
There's a lot of Splice. I took a lot of samples from Splice. Then I had a lot of samples in my library. I have like certain kicks and stuff that I really enjoy the sound of. So I kept those. And then, there's just like other little like jingle jangles, I call them, which is just like, me shaking like bells, or like I said, one of them was like a tray of forks that I like moved up and down to make a sound. I think it actually happens like over here. Oh yeah, there's other one that's like a bundle of
silverware
sticks.
drawer opening.
Yeah, it was like me just moving it up and down. And then so I did that, and then once I had that, I kind of like structured the song a little bit, you know. And then okay, so like once I had the basic structure down with the violins, a bass line, and the drums, then I went and I got the vocals, and I do one of my favorite things that I like to do is I chop them up into little samples, like into little instruments, so that I can then
That's so cool.
so I can play them, and then it turns into stuff like if I solo the samples. I have some track spacing happening, so there's I think one of my organ tracks is bleeding through on everything I soloed. So yeah, so that's all this stuff, right?
He played you, Keith. How do you feel about that? You got played by William Cenote.
Oh, Keith, man, those vocals were so fun you had so many great little just elements, and the timbre of your voice is just so fun to work with. It's very
Thank you,
lovely.
man. I've told Shayna over and over again, this is like seriously, I mean, this is probably my favorite track on the album. My nieces, my nephews, my whole family, this is like for the grown and sexy. So I love what you've done with it. It's amazing. And Shayna, you're writing this is just straight up ultimate 1,000,000% vibes.
Thank you, love.
Awesome.
Well, should we listen to the track? Is there anything else you want to say? And definitely let us know, tell the world what you have coming up, or if there's anything you want to promote before we play the track.
I don't know. I have a show I'm performing at Curio, which is basically just a bunch of like music that I produce, and then I just kind of improvise piano on top of it, and I jam out. It's this restaurant called Curio in San Francisco on Valencia Street. So on the weekends, San Francisco closes off the street so the restaurants can take over and do seating outdoors. So I'm playing there this Saturday.
What time?
No, sorry, this Sunday, the 17th. I play from I think 7 to 10 o'clock.
That's dope.
Either 7 to 10 or 8 to 11, depending. I usually go until they just are closed though, because I really enjoy it and I like being out.
You're not rushing to another gig like the old days.
No.
And for everyone out there, some of you might be looking at Will and saying, "Oh, he looks familiar." Will's also the luminescent grand guy, the piano that lights up. So I've seen that happen a few times where people are like, "Wait, is that guy?" And so is it luminescentgrand.com?
Yeah, that's the website. You can check that out.
It's pretty amazing.
Oh,
I'll throw a link in the chat.
Cool. I just want to drop one more thing on this Friday. I'm doing a live stream for the Gardens at Lake Merritt. They're hosting their annual fundraiser. It's called Autumn Lights Fest, which is kind of serendipitous because the song I remixed is Autumn. But the festival that's coming up is Autumn Lights. And I'm performing live for that through their stream. So if you'd like to see the Luminescent Grand in action surrounded by a bunch of plants, you can check out that by going to the Gardens at lakemerritt.org or just looking up Autumn Lights Festival.
Support your local gardens and musicians.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Thank you so much for remixing this track. It's just such a true honor. It's crazy. I'm gonna be over here in tears while we listen to it. But let's play it for everybody.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to do it.
I'm gonna touch myself while we listen to this remix.
Ew! Don't forget to mute your camera.
Thanks, Will.
Go viral that way.
It's like you've done this before.
Thanks,
live.
That
Hey
was
there.
the August
So,
remix from Shayna on our new album, Cosa Nostra Strings Remixed. And this next track is mine. This next track I wrote initially as kind of a pop tune because somebody did me wrong and I had to, get it out. And I moved to San Francisco from Chicago 12 years ago, actually. And November 7th actually will be, oh, wow. November 7th will be 13 years. So I have my roots in some old school Chicago house. And my homie Sir Mel Hammond is here. You can see him on that screen with the rep in Chicago with his hoodie on, looking all sketchy.
How am I sketchy?
So Mel, tell me what you did when you did this remix. What were
Okay,
you?
look. You know all the viola parts that you did, okay?
Yeah.
So I slept and listened to each individual stem. You sent me the vocals, drums, and the viola part. I listened to each individual part while sleeping in repetition. And it came up to me that what the whole thing is because, like, trust me, I was so mad. I wanted to fly out to San Fran and beat that dude who did you wrong. Because I listened to your lyrics and I was like, you did my homie wrong. Let me go take care of some business, right? But now, what I also realized was that it kept bringing me down. And I was like, hurting so much for you, I wanted to jazz it up. So what I did was took certain parts, took your viola, chopped it up, and jazzed it up. And the funny thing about it is it comes out to sound like the Cantina song from Star Wars, which is
Oh, right.
hilarious.
Which is really hilarious, especially in San Francisco.
I just laughed, but I was muted.
It kind of sounds like that, but it's not that. But what I want to do was happy up, bring more levity to it. And so I chopped up your viola and then did your, prerequisite breakdowns and blah, blah, what? You get it. You listen to the song, you get it.
But you did but you brought that Chicago house feel into it, which is really great, which I love, and that's how Mel and I met back in the day. So we're gonna take a listen to Sir Mel Hammond's remix of "I Don't Know."
Hey, I got a quick question.
Okay.
Mel, you were talking about the thing that sounded a bit like the Star Wars Cantina thing. To me, that reminds me of electro swing. Do you mess with electro swing at all, or is that just it happens that way?
All day long, all day strong for sure. Cool. Love electro swing. I'm sorry, string. Sorry. I love electro swing. I love my steampunk thing. I was into steampunk before it became a fad. The thing is that like at this point in time, all genres are viable. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, so when people are like, "Oh, I'm going through this phase," no. Everything now is viable. Everything now is like, so like you can like love steampunk a couple years and then get out of it, but you can always come back to an electro swing kind of joint at some point. When you're DJing and you look at the crowd and you want to program, and play music for them, get them to a certain point, sometimes that just comes into play. That you happen to go back and play, an electro swing song. Oh my God, what's his name?
Or some drum and bass or something, like just switching gears, right?
You look, everything is viable now. Okay, in the beginning, when house and hip hop came out, everything was viable. We didn't have genres back then.
True.
And now we have so many subgenres that at this point, you just need to be just a good DJ. You're an entertainer.
True
That's your
story.
job.
Well, I
That's
love
your
what you
job.
did with this track. I love what you did with this track, Mal. So we're gonna take a
All right,
listen
too long
to your
coming.
version. That's true. We're gonna take a listen to your version of Dano called "Don't Know Why."
But wait, hold up 1 second. I have a techno version coming, and I have a UK
Yeah.
kind of two-steppy version coming.
Okay.
Because that song lends towards
Nice.
that. Oh wait.
Well, we're gonna listen to this right now. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this away right now, Mal, and we're gonna let them listen to this. Thank you for listening. Here goes our version.
Thank you for letting me back in. I thought y'all hated me or something. I don't know. Love you all. Bye.
Pays your rent, no consent, like getting robbed without a gun. I don't know why you tell these lies. Can't believe I even tried. You ain't no friend, can't defend. This is a crime. I don't know why you play these games with others' lives. It's such a shame. Stab me right in the back, no remorse, so much hurt and pain.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Everything else good?
Yeah. Great.
Adam's about to get a pandemic tat.
Oh,
Yeah.
face tat?
Well, teardrop.
Yes.
No, maybe a pandemic haircut though, because look at this shit, man.
Who needs a haircut, dude? Let it shag out. There you go, brother. Yeah.
You
I
kind of
always
look
say,
like
yeah, go for it. See what
you
happens.
kind of look
to
like
your
Jeff
haircut.
Daniels from Dumb and Dumber.
Man, that's a
Eerie.
hard haircut to match Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can.
Sorry, you've been live for about 15 seconds.
Oh, okay.
My mic wasn't working in Zoom.
Yeah. What?
Yes. That's I love that progression. I love that track.
Internet
We should
land,
do a version.
please welcome
Yeah.
welcome back to our Cosa Nostra Strings Remixed album listening party. And we have our next guest is the producer of one of the tracks on the album that hopefully you have heard. Hopefully you've listened to the Cosa Nostra Strings self-titled album and then listened to the remix and they compared and contrasted and all that kind of stuff. Active listening, we like to call it. And if not, just enjoy it. Who cares? We don't need all that stuff too. But please welcome Max Kane. All right, make some noise.
Peace, everybody.
Yes.
Great to be here.
Yeah. So Max, something I've been asking a number of the folks who were involved in producing was, what did you think when you got this track, "Killing with Kindness," in your inbox?
I first listened to the song, and I noticed right away there was some really nice strings and some really nice vocals in there, and that was, I think, the first thing I just kind of went for. And yeah, there was some, I kind of treated it like samples, sort of. Like I wanted to kind of take it and then act like or feel like I was like chopping up a record that I might have found or whatever, like in my studio or whatever. So it was great, man. I noticed some beautiful melodic things and I was ready to go.
Nice. So you worked with jazz a lot. I mean, when I think of DJs and producers who mess with jazz, aside from maybe just playing a jazzy song in a set or something, like you've had quite a bit of experience maybe like expound on that a little bit, how you've been exposed and how you started working with jazz musicians, all that stuff.
Well, I mean, I started maybe like knowing that I like jazz through hip hop, like in early when they would start sampling. And then I started like digging for records when I was younger as a DJ. But then when I started getting into turntablism, I started working with you. And that's kind of how I got into really got into knowing about jazz, because you took my hand and you helped me kind of navigate through like I was on the side learning my theory on the side, so we didn't like go too far into theory, but you would always like tell me what parts you liked and tell me stay off there. So I mean, working with Jazz Mafia, honestly, like I grew up in a musical family and stuff, and I grew up around a lot of musicians. I have family that's jazz musicians, so it's in my blood, but actually like working with musicians, that's like you guys. Working with you guys, really. So
yeah, there's very few turntablists that I've worked with live that ask me what key we're in, and you're one of them. You, Kid Koala, I think, and like Tico,
Yeah.
That's like probably a good compliment to hear from the musicians. Okay,
sure.
so do you have anything coming up? Any releases that you're promoting currently? Any stuff like that? Website? Just like to let people know what you got happening.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm pretty much almost done with my next EP, King Style, and it's gonna be like just a really hard hitting album. Like it's gonna definitely be like I'm pulling out the stops and whistles with like hard drums and like just really like epic stuff. And we're gonna have, as you see, hats and shirts, and
Yeah.
I'm working with my friend I grew up with, has a clothing company called a Class Act 93, and we're gonna have all that stuff. So I got Max Kane music ready to go, and we're gonna have vinyl, and we're shooting for November, but it might be December. Sorry, we're shooting it for November, but it might be December.
Cool. Well, keep us posted, and we'll put it out through our stuff. Yeah, let's collab more, man. It was such a pleasure. Love what you did with this tune, and yeah, we'll be rapping with you more in the future. You're one of the cats.
Salute. I
All right,
appreciate you guys so much.
Here it is, Kill 'em with Kindness remix. Max Kane in the house. Is your dog nearby? Can we just see it really quick?
She doesn't like. Oh no, she did that. She left.
She ran away. Okay, maybe next time.
I would have to like pick her up, and she might. I don't know.
All right, take it away, Car Wash. Thank you so much, Max.
Thanks, Max.
All right. Thanks, Max Kane. Hey, we got Brian Adam McCune in the house. What's up?
I'm here. I'm here to do my thing.
Yeah. Hey, so you remixed one of my tunes, Autopsy.
I know, and I know that I'm known for my remixes. Like, this is how everyone knows me.
Yeah.
I'm joking because most people know me as like an orchestrator arranger guy. So why did I do a remix?
One of the finest orchestrators I know.
Oh, dude, that's way too kind and cannot possibly be true.
In some ways, I think you orchestrated the track.
I was thinking about what I was going to say before this, and I was like, I think I did take an orchestrator's approach because I kept all of your stuff pretty intact. I did slice up some things, reversed some things, but the bones of the piece is still all there. And I just did the orchestrator's approach, which is kind of like the way I explain orchestrating is like in comic books, you have the person who does the ink and then the person who does all the coloring, and the orchestrator is the coloring because like somebody's already put in all the hard work of like crafting a thing, and you just know how to like bring it to life in different ways. So I brought some synth instruments into the mix. I threw on some Latin percussion. I played electric guitar, which I like never ever do. I mean, I did it for my job, but I didn't do it for like performing on stage. So I got to take a super gnarly like drop C guitar solo over your metal cello bits.
Yeah, dude, I love that guitar. And I'm trying really not to pitch performance ideas to you right now, but you maybe see where I'm going.
No, I don't. Go for it.
Oh, I mean, like, come on, let's get you playing some guitar on stage. Wow, that kind of thing.
Oh man, that's got to give the people what they want, right? They want to see like, 37-year-old man take his first guitar solo in front of like, a classical crowd. I think that sounds good.
We are talking. What do you mean classical crowd? Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, because it's one of my tunes. It's the classical crowd.
Yes, buddy. I'm pigeonholing you. No, we learned tonight that all genres are viable. And you write so well for like metal strings. That's what made me pull out my Gibson SG for this. Let the P90s sing and just let it rip.
It was.
I wish you would have videoed some of this, Brian. That would have been amazing, just to see like a tiny clip of you on the SG.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
I want to see Brian on a guitar.
Oh my God, I've got like a xylophone synthesizer. It's kind of like a mallet cat, but it's called a xylosynth. That's about as close as I can get.
Is that an SG back there?
No, yeah, that's my SG. Yeah, that's actually what I played it on.
Oh, sick! When you said SG, you meant SG.
Yeah,
I always wanted one.
Yeah, it was my Christmas present to myself a few years back. So I just bit the bullet. But yeah, man, I just what's wild is, so I did a transcription of like all this stuff because I have my own Patreon. So I do like score videos of my orchestrations and arrangements. So I actually ended up transcribing my own guitar solo. I didn't actually write it out ahead of time. So you'll see it notated. I think Shayna said we're gonna like actually see the score along. So what you won't see is all the ways in which I chopped up Aaron's drum performance in the beginning and like, threw fuzz pedal on Adam's bass and stuff. So
I have a question about shit. Oh yeah. Did you look at the sheet music?
I didn't know there was
score.
I did not know there was sheet music. No.
Yeah, because I actually, I don't even
Sorry
know how
about
that.
Oops.
Okay, so anyway, if you
So
want
I bet I
more songs,
wrote-
we have like a Dropbox with all the sheet music. Might help.
That's awesome.
We don't use
Now
sheet music.
now
We
I
actually
know.
do
Now-
everything from memory.
We write everything from memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't know there's sheet music. I'm like finding it out live in front of everybody. That's cool. So I probably barred it differently. Yeah, because like there's that whole section of the trombone solo that's in a 9-beat phrase. I don't know how you broke out those measures. I did it
We
as
should
4/4.
compare
We
both of
should.
your charts.
Yeah, I was actually just having a conversation with a bunch of different musicians yesterday about how composers sometimes will bar things differently from how it's actually felt, and that can actually make it a lot more difficult. So I was trying to do it based on like, if I was making the charts, this is what I would do, but I have no idea if this is what Lewis did, because composers do their own weird shit.
I wrote it as 9/8 halftime.
You're okay. So it's very different.
So it's just
very
in 9, but really it's a 4 plus 5.
Yeah, but it's different. It's going to be different. But you can clap along. There's actually like clapping parts in that 9/8 section. So if any of y'all know how to read music, you can try to
Not
clap.
only can you, you should. We encourage it.
Yeah.
And for those that don't, just dance.
That's right. Dance in 9 like you were born to.
It's a classic dance rhythm in certain regions of the
That's
world.
the next single. Dance in 9.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I really appreciate y'all letting me collaborate with y'all on this and throw my own thing. And this was mixed and mastered by Alberto Hernandez. I want to give him a shout out because he knows how to really bring things to life with live instruments. So,
Brian, what else do you have coming up soon?
Well, as y'all know, I'm like one of the artistic directors of Awesome Orchestra, and we have a listening party this weekend on the 17th. We're going to listen to some of the undercover tracks. So we're going to listen to Stand and the 2 tracks from the Dookie album. And then the very next weekend, we are doing a collaboration with Cosa Nostra Strings. We are doing Keith's arrangement of A Change Is Gonna Come. Hi, Ella, I miss you. And yeah, we're going to, on October 25th at 3 p.m., we are doing what we're called our play at home events, which are like simulated, like virtual rehearsals. So we gave everybody the sheet music and like we rehearse it, and we like rehearse each different section with a conductor and with live talking heads from everyone. So we have those 2 events coming up for Awesome Orchestra.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah,
man. Great stuff. Great track.
Thank you. Enjoy.
live now.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. We're at the last song of the Cosa Nostra Strings remix album now. Thanks to Brian Adam McCune for that killer remix of Lewis's Autopsy. And the last track on that album is Her Sunset, and it's remixed by Wolfenbun, who we have here right now. Please make some noise for Wolfenbun. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. It's great to see you all.
So much like this engineer that I've worked with since almost the very beginning of Jazz Mafia, named Chris Fletcher. I mean,
yes,
striking
I
resemblance.
get that a lot. He is. I've not met this man, but he's very good at what he does. I hear good things, and
he's very
one
handsome.
day I hope
hear
we cross
too.
paths. Yes.
I
cannot.
So, Wolfenbun, the question I've been asking a lot of the producers is, what were your first reactions when you got this track from this Cosa Nostra Strings album? You were familiar with Cosa Nostra Strings, I think, but what did you think of this track? What was your reaction?
Well, I thought, what an exciting track! It's very moving. I love the space that it was recorded in. It's fantastic. You know,
what?
The space it was recorded in was fantastic. It had a nice space to it.
The church, yeah.
And I was excited when you reached out to me. This is my first remix, so you know, I was very excited to be working with you. I'm a big fan, and you said, hey, I'd like to have you do a remix, and I was great, and then you gave me a song, and it was in 3/4, and I can't remix a song in 3/4. Nobody does that. It doesn't work. And so, you know, we began the process of chopping and screwing it up and putting it in live, I think they call it, but it's not live. It's pre-recorded. Just, you know, this is live, but it's not live. Yes. So you know, I made the song and finished it, and I hope you like it. And that's all.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You rose to the challenge. 3/4 did not prove to be anything that's going to trip up Wolfenbun at all.
We did insert it a little bit here and there, but you know, you can't overwhelm the people with crazy maths too much. Like the previous song, you just. He understands there's a certain amount you have to groove and then a little maths, and it works, you know.
Math with letters is hard.
Oh,
math.
Oh,
hey man, anything you have coming up, Wolfenbun, that we should know about? Websites, anything like that?
Well, I've seen this Chris Fletcher guy, and he has a nice Instagram, Chris Fletcher Art. He does some pictures. I understand he's very talented. I'd like to meet.
He
him
mixes a
someday.
lot of our music too.
Yes, I hear he's done a great job with much of it. So
yeah, he actually mixed "Kill 'Em with Kindness" remix that we listened to earlier.
That was a great song. It sounded great too. I
production
really
on it
loved
too.
it.
Yeah.
Very talented people you have here, so it's great.
Thanks for being a part of the Jazz Mafia Cosa Nostra family and being a part of the remix album. And for everybody who's been hanging on here with us through the technical difficulties, we have a special bonus for you. After this song, we have another remix that is not on the album from Cosa Nostra that we're going to play for you as a hardcore fan bonus for sticking through. So stick around for that after Her Sunset by Wolfenbun. Take it away, Car Wash. know when to hold 'em. Know when to. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry about that.
That's for the next remix album.
Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up the Cosa Nostra Strings remixed album, 7 tracks. But for all you hardcores who are keeping track, there's more than 7 songs on the Cosa Nostra Strings self-titled album that all these remixes are coming from. And there's actually the other 2 songs did get remixed, but they're being released in different forms. And one of those songs was Emperor Lewis, which is the last song of the album, the one that really rocks out and features our cellist, Louis Patzner. And I honestly, it was such a whirlwind when all this was happening. I don't remember how the synapses fired that made me think, oh, I should remix this and send it to my friend Natalie. But let's just skip that part and say, okay, so Natalie Michelle Wright is here, the woman who wrote the lyrics to the Emperor Lewis remix. And Natalie, welcome. What's happening? How are you doing?
Hi guys.
So what did you think when you heard this crazy track? What was your impression?
Oh God, I loved it so much. Like I listened to it before I actually read what you sent me. I just know it said like collab, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I listened to it, and it was like so hardcore. I love singing rock music. I don't always get I rarely get the opportunity to do it, but I love it so much. So when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's the one. I have to do that. And then I said yes. And then I think it was maybe like the next day or a few hours later, I was not in that moment. I read the email that you actually sent me. And then I was like, ooh, maybe I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. Because it was like a small amount of days. And Adam, as you already know, I'm totally new to this whole writing game. I don't normally write music. So I've just barely been dabbling in it since the pandemic happened. And, you know, Adam and I have been collabing since the pandemic happened and working on some stuff, but at our own pace. So it wasn't rushed or anything like that. And then I read the email and I was like, oh my God, I have like 7 days to write a whole song. I was slightly stressed out, a little like incredibly intimidated because I had
deadlines. We all need deadlines.
Yeah. And then I just like sat down and I was like, well, I already said yes, so I guess I have to get it done. And then I did. And it was really, it was so, I mean, it was such an incredible moment for me because I don't normally do that. And I didn't know exactly how I was going to get the whole thing done. And of course, Trance, longtime Jazz Mafia, amazing human being, guided me through everything and like calmed me down. And I was like, I don't know if this is good. I'm so stressed out. I was like, just relax. You're doing fine. Try this, try that. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. But it really showed me that, I mean, I guess I'm a songwriter now.
Hell yeah. There you are. I wanted to ask Louis, not to put you on the spot. I see you're eating your food, but Louis, what did you think when you first heard this? Because it was quite a surprise to you when you heard with like Nat singing on it and everything.
Yeah. I was like, this is like my favorite new metal ever.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's like, all right, it's metal, we're rocking out, but you know, we're singing. It's not like Metallica singing. It's not like death metal.
Not
growling.
Cookie Monster. Yeah.
There's no folk metal happening here. There's no Anthrax type of, you know, in the deep of the night. I mean, maybe a little bit. There's a tinge of that, but but it was like, damn, this rocks and this works. And yeah, I was just totally impressed.
Yay.
Right on, man. Yeah. It's a really beautiful collaboration. How it went from you, Louis, coming over here and just playing some cello riffs that I took and chopped up to that turning into a song for Cosa Nostra, and then us recording that song, which we did other things new in the recording process, and then that turning into a chopped up remix, and then Nat writing. It's really like 6 different songs from that beginning thing. It's like it's all grown up now.
Yeah. I was just
Okay.
listening. I was just listening to an interview with the screenwriters, and they were talking about how a lot of movies get made where you just it's a draft of a draft of a draft, and sometimes it turns out into a great movie. Sometimes it's just a total mess, and there's no saving it. But it's
It's
also
called a
not
happy
really about
accident.
like, huh?
I think it's called a happy accident.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like an amazing happy accident, and sometimes it's just like, somebody writes something and it's just it's not that that thing is not valid. It's that it can have a different life too. You know what I mean? And that can be successful too. And that's I think what's beautiful about this whole project.
Yeah, multiple lives kind of existing musically. Hopefully they all help each other out, and hopefully this remix album will help turn new fans on to our more acoustic music and vice versa. So we were going to play Emperor Lewis Remix. Greatness is my only design, I think, is what the official title is going to be. It's going to be on actually we're still not totally sure. I think it's going to be on either Natalie Michelle Wright's debut EP or the Jazz Mafia 20-year anniversary album. We're still gonna figure that out, but it is done. I think we're doing one more version of the master, so you're actually hearing a not even a finished master. But this is not available anywhere and won't be for at least a month or two. So we hope you enjoy it. On behalf of the entire band, Shayna Evanick, Keith Lawrence, Louis Passner eating his bowl, Aaron Kerbel, special guest Natalie Michelle Wright, all of our producers and guests tonight. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and this is your treat for sticking to the end. We hope you dig it. And thanks to Car Wash for doing the stream with us tonight. Always, we couldn't do it without you, man.
Thank you. Check us out on Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, anywhere music is available. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell the people you don't like.
Tidal, Pandora.
Support. All right, thanks everybody, and
we're out.
Let's go.
Racing is my mind. Takes me for a ride. Not one to bide my time. Energy has all aligned. Power I know is mine. Greatness is my only design. Sometimes I feel like a lion, running on instinct, no trying. Going until I have mastered whatever I need to capture. Gotta keep going, until my cup's overflowing. When I put my mind